This is an ABC News special report. The Mueller Report. Now reporting, George Stephanopoulos.
And we're coming back on the air because we have President Trump's first reaction to the news that Robert Mueller's found no evidence of any conspiracy by the Trump campaign to interfere in our elections with the Russians. And the Attorney General, William Barr, has made the conclusion that the president did not obstruct justice. Let's listen.
Uh-oh. And none whatsoever. And it was a complete and total exoneration. It's a shame that our country had to go through this. To be honest, it's a shame that your president has had to go through this before I even got elected. It began. And it began illegally. And hopefully somebody's going to look at the other side. This was an illegal takedown that failed. And hopefully somebody's going to be looking at the other side. So it's complete exoneration, no collusion, no obstruction. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Short, aggressive statement there from President Trump saying not only complete exoneration, but also it was an illegal takedown. I want to go to our chief White House correspondent, John Karl. The tone there from the president, as I said, quite aggressive right there. And he's right. On the underlying claim of any conspiracy, Special Counsel Robert Mueller found no evidence that the Trump campaign conspired with the Russians. The Attorney General was the one who made the conclusion of no obstruction, but the Special Counsel, according to the Attorney General's letter, had this quote: "While this report does not conclude that the president committed a crime, it also does not exonerate him."
The bottom line from the White House perspective, though, George, that allegation that has hung over this president from the start of his presidency, really from the right after his election victory, was the question of collusion with Russian efforts to interfere with the election. And this was emphatic, the conclusion, according to Attorney General Barr, that the special counsel, after spending 22 months investigating with nearly unlimited resources, found no evidence that anybody on the Trump campaign colluded with the Russians in that effort. That is a big win for this president. You're right, he overstates the question of collusion, of obstruction, but even on that question, the special counsel does not conclude that he did obstruct justice.
One way or the other. And the president seemed, at least in this initial statement, John, as if he wants to investigate the investigators, which has been a theme we've seen among his allies.
Yeah, and that was interesting. We've heard the president attack this special counsel relentlessly from the beginning, and it appears he's not really done attacking the investigators. He wants now to turn the investigative power on his political enemies. Two ways we could have seen the president go. He could have hailed this as vindication. He's doing that, to be sure, but he's still complaining about this investigation and the hurt that he described it caused others. I mean, some of that is people very close to the president who were found guilty of crimes during the course of this investigation. Again, not on the central question of Russian collusion, but his campaign chairman, his personal lawyer, his national security advisor, all found guilty through all of this.
Making false statements. Cecilia Vega, the president on offense.
He's not just on offense, George. You know, he's defiant, and this is personal for him. You heard him say that this has been a shame that our country had to go through this, and he said it's been a shame that your president had to go through this. This is the New York Times calculated by its count that President Trump over the last 22 months had attacked Robert Mueller more than 1,100 times. This was a daily drumbeat for him, and I think if we thought perhaps in the wake of what we just saw today that the president's tone might soften a little bit, instead he's amping up. He says he wants to investigate the other side. You know, it goes without saying, George, we've got to remind people Robert Mueller is a Republican. Robert Mueller is very well respected in this town, and right up until this very minute, they have run a tight, clean ship, leak-free over there, and really widely respected by both sides of the aisle here in Washington.
And Robert Mueller has concluded the president and his team did not engage in a conspiracy with the Russians. The Attorney General has concluded that the president did not obstruct justice. The president is calling that a complete and total exoneration. You just heard it right there. We'll have a full report tonight on World News.
This has been a special report from ABC News.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.